Hello everyone, my name is Ashit Kumar, and I've made this is my YouTube channel, CodeShare, and this is for my personal project. For my personal project, in this YouTube channel called CodeShare, which is made by me, it will be explaining about the basics of coding and the usage of different platforms on coding. So first, you can go on YouTube and search CodeShare, as this is my channel name. And with this logo, there are many other CodeShare channel names with the name CodeShare, but then you can see it with this profile pic, and this will be my channel. And this is my first video, the trailer video, as I'll be just briefing everyone about what are supposed to be expected in the upcoming videos, and what will the content basically be. So in this, we'll be using three platforms, which is Scratch, AI Playground, and REPL. So Python basically. So the Scratch is basically block-based coding. AI Playground is using your configuring a chatbot, and then REPL IT is Python. So once we start with Scratch, so in Scratch, what is block-based coding? Block-based coding is basically like functions already given from before in the different sections, different named sections, and in these functions, you have to just select those functions, drag those blocks, and add them to another function. So that basically creates a code. You don't have to remember functions or type anything in. You have to just drag and select blocks, and that creates a code. So then, if I show you some of my projects or my stuff in the Scratch, so like the many projects I've done till now, and then in Scratch, the features would be is that you can upload your own character, or in the Scratch language called sprite. So you can add your own character from the ones already given by you, given by the system, or you could upload your own character, download a character from Google and upload it here. And you could do the same thing with music. So there are already some certain sounds given already, or you could download some music for your own and upload it here. So then, example, in this random band, I've made it. If I click C inside, like it's loading. So basically, you can animate like objects. So if you put like a sprite or the character for drums, so then you could put the code behind the drums so that when clicked, play this sound until for this much time. So in this, so if I click a green button, so it's a green flag. If I click that and I click the drum, so click green flag, then this band starts on its own. And if it does this, it stops. So that was the sound you just heard now is the one from before only. And then if I click it again and I click on the drum, now this I put my own music, so I put a song which and it works now. So like that you can animate the object. So now if you see over here, you go to this guitar over here, and see, so this is for the drum. So if I go down, this is a small code. So when green flag cleared, this is a forever loop. Play the sound, the given sound, which is already like this. So that's Scratch. Then AI Playground is basically configuring chatbots. So in this one, you have made many projects. So if I go to my start, like the first project I made is a voting bot. So if I talk to it, it'll talk back at me with the code I've prepared for it. So I'll start saying,
"What is your age?"
it said, "What is your age?" So then I can type in 15. So that's my age.
"You are not eligible."
And if you're not eligible or you're eligible, so basically a voting bot, you can edit the code to say if it's over 18, then you're eligible to drive. You could edit it or just make it anything you wish to. And if it's under 18, you're not eligible. So like that, you could edit it. That's an AI Playground basically. That's basically just configuring a chatbot. Then in REPL IT, it's a platform where you can use a number of different Python languages like Python, Node.js, C++, so many platform languages. But then in this one, we'll be using Python. In Python, I've made many projects or called many my REPLs, as you can see here. So I've made many of them, and most of them, some of them are 2-3 projects, or like just hobbies or projects to do after you have learned the functions. In this, I do have to remember the functions. I forgot to mention in AI Playground, you don't have to remember the function because there will be a help section, and if you click there, you just need to search what you're looking for, and then according to your search, you'll bring out all the functions from before. which will give the result as per to your search. But in REPL or Python, you have to remember those functions. So if I go all the way at the bottom, there's if and else, input from the user, then there's loops, lists, and then there will be variables, containers, while loop, and then even small projects like even and odd, and then rock paper scissors, and prime number finder. So like one function would be prime number finder. So basically, you take the chatbot or the results, take the input from the user, like the input from the user. So the user would be me. So if I put a number of like 23, then that it will use a function to find if it's a prime number or not. So that's the first part. And then if I go over here, prime factorization, that's the second part, more advanced. So if it's not a prime number, and once it takes a input from the user, if it's not a prime number, it'll show you what all numbers it is divisible by. And if it's a prime number, it's obviously going to show you by 1, and it's the number that you give. So like that, it can happen. So if I go, so like that it can happen. So basically, those are all the three platforms we'll be using. And then this is one site that I found that you can take help from if you don't understand some of the videos I make or some of the topics explained in the videos. You can take help from the site. It's basically a whole tutorial about Python and its usage. And there are many things in Python. So like there's variables, then there's data types, then there's string, booleans, and operators, list, tuples. So we'll be learning all of these. And I forgot to mention in this in REPL IT in Python, there's something called variable. So you can name the variable as anything you want. So you can name the variable as name, Rishit, or you can name the variable as a car, a model name, anything. The variable name can be anything. Then there's something called container. So the container is the three types of containers, which is boolean, string, and integers. Integers has to do with all the numbers you put in, like you put so integer, if you type int in Python and then you do equals to, and then that will be for integers. So anything over there will be like from n including numbers. Then from the other part for string, that will be all characters or name, common places, a place's name, animal's name, anything will be all the names. And then the booleans will be basically true or false. So the only two booleans we have in Python for the basics is true or false. So basically, you're giving a condition, true or false. And then over here is something called list. It's a variable. You can only put one thing in the variable. Like variable equals to var. That's how we write in Python. Var variable equals to Rishit. That's one thing. The only one thing you can put a variable. Otherwise, if you say list equals to, then you can put as much as you want, and then you can put as much as you want, and there's no limit to it. So basically, that's the unit REPL, and you can take help or support from the site. It's this is the site the site name is called W3 Schools. So this is a site you can put into Google, and this will show up. You can learn Python, JavaScript, many, but then we'll be learning Python, so you can click on Python. So like that, you can do that. So after that, this is my whole explanation trailer video about explaining the different uses of platforms and just a brief about what each platform is about. And then I'll be explaining all of these into the upcoming videos on my platform CodeShare, as you can see here, and you can search that up, and you can, if you want, you could subscribe to my channel, or if you want, you could you could just understand the videos and topics I'll be explaining. So that's all, and thank you. Hope you guys enjoy the upcoming videos.